Hello everyone. My name is Nikki and this is Art with Heart Studio, and thank you very much for tuning in. Today we are going to make some watercolor bleeding tissue paper mixed media pieces. It's going to be so much fun. We are going to be using bleeding tissue paper. Now this is not just any kind of tissue paper. This is not just regular tissue paper that you use to pack gifts. No, this is Spectra tissue paper. You have to buy it special. It's art tissue paper. And it actually, when you add water, it bleeds like paint. So it's lots of fun. The thing you need to do first is get your area all set up. So I have my area set up. There are two parts to this craft. So the first thing you need to do is be ready for your paint part of your project. So right now I have my paintbrush ready. I have a water dish with water in it. I have some paper towel nearby. I have a clear space. Dress for mess is always good. This stuff leaves a little bit of a stain on your hand. After you wash your hands with soap a few times, clears it right up. Hand sanitizer also just clears all paint up real quick. Also off of clothing real quick. If you get paint, new life hack, I just learned this. This is like totally new in the new COVID-19 world. I just learned this. But if you get paint on your clothes, real quick, put some hand sanitizer on that. Takes it up so fast. Who knew? Wish I had known that years ago. Would have avoided a lot of mishaps with clothing. And then you have your watercolor paper right here. So I have my area all set up. And then if you would I also have some oil pastels right here. So oil and water do not mix. So we're gonna do a little fun thing just to start us off. We're gonna do a little wintry scene. Now I'm gonna do a little wintry scene. You are your own artist. You're making your own artwork. So feel free to, if I'm giving you an instruction and you're like, no, Nikki, I really don't want to do that. I want to do this. That is okay. This is your artwork. And the really cool thing about virtual instruction is you can just play this back and you can do it again. And if it doesn't quite work out the way you wanted it to, you can watch the video again and try it a new way. So this is the fantastic part of virtual instruction. So I'm gonna take out my white pastel and I'm just going to, and you won't be able to see it, so don't even worry about it. I'm just going to make dots on my page. You won't be able to see them, so try not to worry about them too much. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm setting myself up to have like a wintry scene. So to have some like snowflakes falling in the background. See, you can't see them at all. Don't even worry. La, 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 la. Here I am, not worrying at all. Da, 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 da. Okay. So there's me not worrying about it. I have to say that a few times because some people really worry. I'm also going to put a little bit of a hill at the bottom here. But once again, I can't really see it, so it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna do a little dip in the horizon here. If I add a tiny bit of blue, I can make it pop up a little bit. Just a little. Just very lightly. Doesn't need to be pop up too much. Not going crazy here. All right. So now we're ready to paint. This is the fun part. So listen carefully because this is how we make sure the bleeding tissue paper works properly. So we put our paintbrush in the water, and where we're going to put the bleeding tissue paper, we put a little bit of water on our page. So water down first, then the piece of tissue paper on top of the water, and then a little bit of water on top. So water, tissue paper, water. And then seal it down. Does everyone see? Just like that. Okay? I'm gonna leave that tissue paper on, and I'm gonna keep going. Now, you can overlap the pieces. So I'm gonna put my next piece, as you follow the same steps, put my next piece down. I can overlap the pieces, just remembering that the pieces of paper work just like paint. So if I were to put a piece of blue down next to a piece of yellow, or overlapping a bit, I would get blue and yellow make, that's right, green, okay? So we wanna make sure we're thinking about those things, how the colors counteract. So we're gonna take our time to fill up our pages. Feel free to pause me at any time if I'm going too fast. That's another thing about virtual instruction that is so handy. So see how I'm kind of layering the colors in? Now if your page gets too wet, you can always just pick up some of the wetness with your paper towel. But as I said, you want to keep your pieces of paper down. We're not peeling them until the very end, until everything's on there, because we really want to give the tissue paper an opportunity to soak into the page. That way all the pigment, the color, really gets a chance to soak in there. I'm gonna pop a little bit of purple in there. Sometimes you just need a little purple in your life. I don't know about you. I could certainly use some purple in my life. And purple and blue look lovely next to each other. So I'm doing that. Ooh, I'm gonna show you. The colors look really cool when they kind of bleed into each other. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, the water is having them kind of mix in. I love bleeding tissue paper. It's so fun. Okay. I got a little excited there. Sorry. I can't help it. It's colors. Colors are so fun. What's your favorite color? My kids laugh at me because I do not have a favorite color, because it's just not fair to the other colors. All the colors go into making the rainbow, and all the colors go into making all the beautiful artworks that you see in the world. And so therefore, I just cannot pick a favorite. It would be like picking a favorite child, and as you know, that is frowned upon. And it's also seriously not possible. Make sure you're filling up your whole page. Don't want any white showing, because we're gonna show it, we're gonna add the white and all that for later. Right now, this is all background. Working in all the background pieces. Is anyone else having fun? I'm having a blast. I love watercolor tissue paper. Say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Love it. Now you can follow a pattern as you add these colors. That's totally optional. Or you can just slap them on like I am. I'm having kind of a lot of fun, just slapping them on and seeing what happens. This is a total optional thing. However you want to play it, you can play it. I'm going to change the camera angle so you can watch me doing it from a different angle for a little while. There we go. Still see me? So I'm almost filled up my page. Sometimes the pieces get stuck together, so you have to take a moment to take them apart, because you don't want to put them all on like this. There's like 4 pieces stuck together. So I'm taking them all apart so I can put them on individually. Also, some brighter colors of green down in the bottom here for fun. See if I like it. Most of art is, for artists, is just experimentation. See what you like. If you don't like it, you don't do it next time. But if you're not having fun in art, you're not doing it right. So most of the time, I'm just having some fun and seeing where my art takes me. Where is it going to take me today, I wonder? Okay, I think I'm mostly, and you can always, if your pieces are too big, you can always like rip them up a little more and put them in. As you get down to the last few bits in the corners, you can rip up small pieces and add them in the corners, just like that. That's what I'm doing right now. I think I'm mostly all set here. So I'll show you what it looks like. So this is where I'm at. Just looks like a puddle of mess right now. But I tell you, So what we will do next is we're gonna let it dry just a little bit. We're gonna give it probably about 5 minutes so that it's just dried enough that we can kind of lift the corners of the tissue paper and peel it away. So we're gonna give it 5 minutes on the clock, okay? 5 minutes. Okay, so now it's time to take your piece, push it off to the side. It's gonna be quite damp. So you're gonna put it off somewhere where it can dry. Put it off to the side. You're gonna wanna make sure this is a place where you have like a tablecloth or something put down on it so it can dry. Wipe down whatever wetness you have in your area so you have a place nice dry area to work with. Move your last remaining pieces of tissue paper off to the side, because guess what? That's more paint you can use for another craft. this is the part where we're really just doing our own thing. And I'm giving you just examples of the ways you can use your mixed media materials, the things you've collected, the items you've collected, to create your different things. So you can do tons of different subjects. So I did a snowman and a Christmas tree, but you could do a gingerbread house, you could do a Santa Claus, you could do a winter scene with just snowflakes. There are so many options, and I really, really encourage you to have some fun. Feel free to just do whatever you want. This is your art, not mine, and there are limitless options for you. So I'm just giving you just creative ideas, and I would love to see what you do with those ideas. So once again, please feel free not to just take these as this is what you have to do. Just take these as ideas. Okay? Inspiration. That's the word I'm searching for. Here at Art With Heart, our motto is inspire, create, motivate. So I hope that this inspires you to create. Inspires you to create whatever's in your heart. And now you have a place to start getting your pieces ready for your mixed media portion. So I have my stack of mixed media papers. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building my big pieces, my big subjects that I'm going to glue onto my background. So I have decided I'm going to do a snowman and a tree. And so I cheated a little bit. I didn't cheat, but the thing is, the dollar stores have all these awesome die cut little like figures that we can use as like things to start from, and we can build on them. So I'm going to use this snowman and this tree. So what I'm gonna do is I found this really fun glittery shiny paper, and I found this fun patterned green paper. And so I'm going to take this fun shiny paper, and I'm gonna trace my snowman out onto it. I'm gonna trace larger than the snowman is, just so I get it to be bigger. It's better to be bigger than too small. Like this. Like this. And then I'm gonna use my scissors to cut it out. Now don't worry if I'm faster with the scissors than you. Please do not rush. I am 31 years old, and I have been using scissors and painting and crafting for many, many years, so I've honed my skills quite a bit. It is something that you get better at the more you do. One day, if you keep at it like I have, you will be just as good at it. But for now, I'd really like it if you took your time. There we go. Okay. So there's my shape. Always keep your scraps. When you're doing mixed media, you always keep your scraps because you might want to cut little pieces and use them as, who knows, little snowflakes or whatever. So you always keep your scraps nearby. So now I have this and this. So I am going to glue this soft felt on top of the mixed media, on top of the paper, using my glue, which I have on hand right here. I'm using just a white glue. why do I use a white glue and not a glue stick or anything like that? Well, white glue works much better. Like a white Elmer's glue is my favorite for mixed media. One that you have to like paint on is the best. Which is just what I'm gonna do. See, look at that. That's the kind of glue we want. Okay. So I'm just gonna slobber that on there. Not so much that it's too goopy, but definitely enough that everything's gonna stay where I put it. So I'm gonna put that down on top, seal it on real nice, and there, my snowman is starting to come to life. I'm building my snowman from the ground up. So there's that. Next, I am going to, I have all these gems and fun things. I have glitter, I have buttons. Ooh, I have some glitter paper. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with next. How about I make a scarf? Okay. I'm gonna make a scarf for my friend here. Now I could have drawn it out first, and I do recommend you do that. It's always nice to draw it out so you know what you're doing first. Yeah, see, I made it too small. See, I was too scissor happy, and I made it too small. See, even I make mistakes. All right, let's do that again. But the good news is, happy little accident. I have now created a template of what I don't want. I made it a little bit too small, so now I have a template for how big I need it to be. So now that I know this is too small, I'll go farther with it. Just like this. There's always a silver lining. Always a lesson to be learned. Artists were constantly learning from the mistakes we make. Perfect. See? This one fits. So now he has a happy little scarf. I'm not going to quite glue that on yet because I am going to, actually, yeah, you know what, I am going to glue that on. Comes. It's gonna fall down the side. Don't mind me. This is the creative process. The creative process is one of give and take, kind of goes back and forth. There's a tiny bit of indecisiveness that goes into the creative process because you just sort of are not completely certain as you make your decisions. I'm also going to use these fun sparkly little beads. You know what? I'm getting tired of my jean jacket making noises, so I'm taking it off. It's going for a hike. And because I have this big open studio, I'm just gonna go pew! All right. So I'm gonna use these super fun, sparkly, so I have all these super fun, sparkly little foams. So I'm gonna pick out some fun sparkly foamies for my buttons, my snowman's buttons. Just have to find the right ones. Yes, that's what I need. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna glue it on. So this glitter paper actually has a really fun little backing, so I just peel and stick. So I'm gonna peel and stick. There's that. I'm gonna use my glitter pen, my glitter glue, to do a little pattern on it. See, just a cute little scarf pattern, just for fun. And then I'm gonna take these little gem guys, take the little backings off, and stick them on the buttons, for the buttons. So I'm going to use buttons to make the eyes. So I'm going to use my white glue. I'm going to do a dab on the eye on this side and another dab over here. And then I'm going to put the eye right there and the other eye right there. Now you might need a lot of glue for this, depending on what you're using. Buttons can be super fun to try to get glued down, but they look super cool when you get them on there. So far. I just realized I have to do something about this hat. I have to find something in my handy dandy scrap pile for a hat. Or maybe I could do a silver hat. I have some silver. Ooh, or I have this blue. I'm gonna make a blue hat. That's what I'm gonna do. I didn't measure. Once again, that's just my experience showing, or my foolhardiness. You can definitely measure if you see, my foolhardiness doesn't fit. Look at that. So, moral of the story is, you could measure by using a pencil or marker. Actually, all I have to do is trim a bit off the bottom and then it'll fit. It's because my buttons are too big. I see what I did. Ooh, you know what? That actually will just work. What I'll do is I'll keep the buttons there. It's all about creative solutions, and I just smushed my glitter, but that's okay. I can reapply the glitter. It's all about creative solutions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the top hat the way I've done it, and then I'm gonna glue it down, and then I'm actually going to, I think this is gonna work for me. Yeah, I like that. That looks really cute. It's always just making adjustments. As I said, art's just experimentation and just going with the flow. Oftentimes I see kids and adults and people get really, really upset when their art isn't going their way. But you really have to give the art time to figure itself out. It's not done yet. It's not done until you say it's done. There we go. So put the top hat on, and I'm just gonna do a couple things to finish it off. So it's not done yet, but I'm happy with the way it's going. I think I'm gonna put a little, yeah. So once I'm done building my snowman, our watercolor tissue pieces are probably ready to peel. That's one of my favorite parts, is to peel those. So much fun. So I did a little highlight on my top hat. That's how I made it work. I think it works. I'm also gonna put a little gem on it, like he's a super fancy snowman. Like the fanciest snowman. Up. You, sir, are a fancy snowman. I need an orange thing for a nose. What can I do for an orange thing for a nose? That will come later. I think I will figure that out at another time. For now, I will just use an orange pastel. Yep, I just used an orange pastel and sort of filled it in like that. And then for my mouth, I can literally do anything. So I'm really not sure how I want to play that. Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to play that. So I'm actually going to wait for now. I'm just gonna leave it and then I'll go back to it when I'm ready. My snowman's kind of cute just the way they are. So maybe I'll just leave it. Or maybe I'll just use glitter. Not a bad idea. I think, no, I use glitter right there. I'm just gonna use a little bit of black and see what happens. Use a little bit of black and fill in the mouth. Yeah. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I'm gonna use my black pastel. Okay. I kind of like him, they. Yeah. I like my snowman. Snow person. My snow person. Okay. So, now is a great time. I'm going to put this aside. Now is a great time to show you what happens with our watercolor. Oh, this is perfect. So this is a great time to peel. You can see that it has dried, so it's not dripping when I hold it like this. That's a great sign. I'm gonna bring the phone down so you can see. So now you do it very gently and you just peel the pieces down, and you make sure you're not peeling the actual paper. It's very important. It's so relaxing. I love this part. So we're peeling these pieces off. And it might take depending on how wet you made your piece, it might take a little bit to get these pieces off. I made mine quite wet, so I can tell this is going to be a little bit of a process to peel. It's good to do this over a garbage can or with like a place where you can put all the garbage pieces, because these little pieces do sort of still have like leftover paint sometimes, and that can get on your hands. Ooh, I love this like beautiful edge that is created here. It's so fun. It's like revealing a surprise underneath. And you can see the little white dots that we created with our pastel. Looking like, oh my gosh. I love it. So cool. I am loving this so far. How are you liking yours? That's one thing I really miss when I do these virtual videos. I really miss seeing how everyone's turns out. It's so much fun, the reveal part. This big pile of extra tissue paper. All right, so there is mine. Actually turned out very galaxy-esque. Wow, kind of fun. So what I will do now is I will put this aside because it's still quite wet to feel. And if it's damp, we don't want to be trying to glue on top of it yet because the glue won't adhere. So we really want to put this aside for a little while as we continue to work on our little mixed media pieces that we will be adding on top because we want this to be fully dry before we glue anything on top. Okay? Okay. All right. And we are back. So, I actually opted not to do the Christmas tree because I love my background so much that I didn't want to take away from the amazing background and add a Christmas tree to hide the amazing background. So, and that's just the prerogative of the artist. So, you make adjustments as you go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm really happy with my snowman, however. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick where I would like my snowman to go on my background. So here it is. First, I'm going to create a happy little hill for my snowman. I think I'm going to use some glitter paper. Yeah, I think my snowman needs a little hill, a little do that. Oh, I just really like that part too. It can be very hard to make decisions when you really like what you've got going on. I think I'm gonna rip because I really like the look of what's going on. So I'm actually gonna rip because I like the kind of undone look that we've got going on here. So my artistic choice is going to be to rip it so it doesn't look so perfect there. Yeah. Okay. So that we can see the cool bottom ripped area as well. And then we'll see if this sticks okay. It has been, my background is mostly dry. As I said, it sort of needs to be nice and dry. Oh. I'm gonna say that sometimes the dollar store, you can tell something is from the dollar store, and this is one of those times. So I'm going to glue it. Okay. I'm putting some glue down. The good thing about this white glue is it does dry like translucent, so no worries if it's a little funky. Do I want that? I really like that awesome pink area, so maybe I'll turn it over a little. Problems you have when you really like your background. Okay, that looks cool. I like that. My hands are getting nice and gluey and goopy, which is totally natural. Ooh, I'm gonna use this fun little piece I just ripped off. And then I'm gonna rip myself another little piece off. Now, as you see, this is intentional ripping. Like, I am ripping this with intent. I'm not just tearing up all the supplies. I have purpose. So, just so that you don't start ripping up all your stuff at home and your parents are like, what are you doing? No. This is purposeful destruction. Purposeful, creative destruction. Okay. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just cannot get something to open. There we go. Wow. There. There. That was way too hard. Got it. No. Got it. Got it. That was hard. Okay. More glue. Okay. And we're gonna just glue that part over here. I'll just cut the end off the side. Don't worry, I'll give you a peek so that you can see a little closer. I know it's kind of tricky. I need a better viewing area. Like, how can I get my phone to be up here so that you can see everything I'm doing? Working on it. Working on it. I have some fabulous friends who are trying to write us a grant to get us help with that kind of stuff. So that next time, or if we ever go into lockdown again, we will have tons of videos for all of our friends to do just like this. Keep you nice and busy. Okay, so I created a nice, fun, glittery snow at the bottom. Also, I think I have, ooh, this is a fun little technique I'm going to show you. So with pom-poms, you can kind of break up pom-poms just like this. I can pull them apart, and then you can glue them, and you get like a really fun, textured, snowy feel at the bottom. So I'm gonna just add a little snow at the bottom for our snowman, snow person. I haven't decided. That's okay. You can be a snow person. Happy little snow person. Put a little bit of snowball right there. Another snowball over here. I just created a big glob of glue, but that's okay. This is why Nikki has an art studio, so she doesn't make a mess at her house. Okay, perfect. Okay, couple more little tiny pom-poms. With pom-poms, you really want to put the glue down because the pom-poms I find are the trickiest little creatures to get to stay in a mixed media project. I also have this fun little thing of fake faux snow. Yeah, it's called faux snow. F-A-U-X. faux snow. So I'm going to put a few of those down here, some glue, because they are fun as well. They add just some interesting character to the mixed media piece. But yes, again, lots of glue, because they like to run away. They roll everywhere. Okay, I think we've got it. So that adds some dimension. Looks like we have some happy little snowballs everywhere. Okay, now we're gonna put our snowman on. Snow person, Nikki, snow person. Okay, I'm gonna put our snow person right here. I'm gonna put lots of glue just to make our snow person, make sure our snow person is really, really there in the world. Oh, it's so cute. So I got so far. Ah! Happy snowman. Who likes warm hugs? I love Olaf. So I have all these fun little snowflakes, so I'm gonna glue those on. The dollar store at Christmas is a lovely sight to behold. Also an expensive sight to behold. For me, anyway. I have these fun little shapes that have little glue adhesive, so I'm gonna put those on. Woo! I'm having so much fun with this project. How about you? Thumbs up. Ooh, I have some blue snowflakes, so I'm gonna put those on. I'm gonna be very careful not to super cover up my background because, as I said, I'm really happy with it. Isn't it nice when you create something that you are very happy with? It's a really nice feeling. Always really make sure that you take the time to celebrate that because you made it and you should be very proud. Okay, I'm gonna glue this on. I'm just sort of gluing on my snowflakes, doing all the finishing touches. We're really almost done. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me here today. And as I said, this can be translated in any way you want. Just because I have done certain things and made certain choices doesn't mean that's the way you have to do it. That's the beauty of art. It is exactly, you can do exactly everything you want to do. You don't have to do it the way I do it. And that is what is absolutely beautiful about making art. It's 100% yours. I have some stars I can put in here. So I can glue on these itty bitty little stars. I can really take my time with it. I have these itty bitty little silver and gold pieces. Feel free to take your time. You have all the time in the world. I mean, I guess I don't know that. You have all the time in the world. I don't know if you have more pressing things to do today. But it's always good if you're gonna do an art project to really set aside some time so that you can really put your energy into it and put your heart into it. That's why I called this nonprofit Art with Heart, because that's really a really important piece of it, the heart part. Now, as I make this video today, I know that there's going to be a lot more people who watch it because we'll be using it for a lot of different people. But I would like to give a shout out to Clara. Happy birthday, Clara. Thank you so much for doing this craft with us today. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. And for anybody who is tuning in around the holidays, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Feel free, if you have tuned in around the holidays, to send us a picture of what you created. Or even if it's not around the holidays. We love to see what you have made watching our videos. It's the highlight of our day, really, seriously. We enjoy it so much. It's one of the things we miss most about, we do a lot of teaching at our studio still, under the restrictions. So our class sizes are smaller, a lot smaller. You can see this huge studio behind me, but our class sizes are quite small, of course, to make sure everyone is safe. But one thing I do miss is when I do these videos is just seeing what the students create. So feel free to send me a picture of what you make so I can see. And once again, feel free to make whatever you want. Doesn't have to be what I made. Whatever you make is beautiful in its own way. Okay, I think I'm done. My scarf started to come up a bit, so I'm going to take a little bit of gold and line the scarf with some gold polka dots for fun. Yeah, that's good. This is good for now. All right, I think I'm happy. And when you are happy with it, when you look at it and you're like, yeah, these are wonderful pieces to frame, to put in a nice glass frame from the dollar store. They only cost $1 to $4 from Dollarama. You can put it in a nice frame and wrap it up and give it to Grandma for Christmas. I know she'd love it, or Grandma or Grandpa, or aunt or uncle, or a neighbor or teacher. But they make beautiful gifts for Christmas. Or you could keep it for yourself too, that's fine. Okay, so this is what I came up with. I love it! So much fun! Thank you so much for creating with me. I had a blast and I made such a mess. Make sure you clean up your mess so that your parents or guardians will let you create with me again sometime. Once again, this is Nikki and this is Art with Heart Studio, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day.